Generation X. In general terms, those born between 1965 and 1980. Latchkey kids. Independent. Existentialism. Modern philosophy focusing on personal experience, human ability, and responsibility in an otherwise meaningless universe. We're the cause. This is the effect. We're the Gen Existentialists. Welcome in, friends, to the Gen Existentialist podcast. My name is Scott.
And I'm Bunny.
And we are here to take questions from Mega Wheel of Magnificent and talk about various topics from a Gen X perspective. I do want to throw one thing out real quick, though.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so the day that we are recording this is the beginning, well, the second day, I guess, of the new Premier League season.
Oh, is it?
And it is. And so I am an avowed West Ham fan. Mm-hmm. And I just want to say I'm thoroughly disappointed because like 15 minutes into the first game, they're already down 1-0 to freaking Aston Villa. So I'm in a bit of a sour mood right now.
Oh, no, sour grapes.
And I try not to let like sports scores and stuff like that affect me these days the way I used to. But with all the money we've spent, with all the players we've brought in, within 15 minutes to go down by 1 to Villa is just I'm aghast. I'm appalled.
See, I had this discussion with Jean, my wife, before I came over to the studio, actually, where it's like I'm a very peripheral fan of things.
Yeah.
I don't deep dive into things. So it's like, I like West Ham. Yeah. Probably my favorite Premier Soccer League team. But it's one of those things where now Scott was kind enough to give me a West Ham hat, which I wear on occasion. And every time I do, someone always stops me and wants to have long, lengthy discussions about West Ham. And I just sit there and stare at them like, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. It's like, yeah, I like the team. And it's like, what did you think when Boobity Bop did this thing the other day and he didn't get the kick and he kicked the ball? And I'm just like, I don't know. I didn't watch it. I don't, I'm a fan, but I'm not a super fan.
Yeah,
and
there's
and
nothing
that's the way I
wrong
am
with that.
It's most things.
But it is amazing how I love hats. I love hats, and when I wear a West Ham hat out, I am almost guaranteed to meet somebody that either is also a West Ham fan or wants to tell me about how they're a Chelsea fan,
an Arsenal fan.
And see, that's the one I can't abide.
Yeah.
Everybody else is cool.
Arsenal, a bunch of cheaters.
Arsenal sucks. Arsenal is terrible. And the fact that they have gotten good in the last couple of years again is just infuriates me.
I am also a fan of the Spurs.
Really? The Spuds?
Yeah, I like the Spurs.
I don't like Tottenham. I like them. I can deal with Tottenham now that Harry Kane is gone.
They have a chicken as a mascot. This is what the depth of my fandom. They have a chicken as a mascot.
That's fine. I mean, actually, the best thing that happened to me at work this week was Friday afternoon leaving. The security guard at the gate, I hadn't seen him before, but I'm leaving. I said, hey, have a good one. He's like, oh, I like your West Ham hat. And from his accent and stuff, he was African. And we talked for 15 minutes about West Ham and all the signings they had in the season and stuff like that.
Look at Scott building bridges across the lake.
Hey,
across the ocean.
If you're a Hammers fan, I'm a fan of you.
Oh,
let me just say that. So
awesome.
So let's jump in.
Fan club of one.
Yeah. Let's jump in and give Mega Wheel the Magnificent a spin. What do you say, about 1,495 questions on the wheel now? Let's see what we've got for our first one. And it is, how much privacy are you willing to sacrifice for safety?
Hardly any. I'm not a fan of the whole, I'd rather be safe and live in a panopticon, like most people are in this country anymore, and many European countries. I mean, you were talking about West Ham. Look at England. Good grief, what a mess. Yeah. And, I'm all about privacy. Talk to my wife about the time we would get these mysterious letters from the government from like the local government saying, "Oh, we need to speak to you, blah blah blah. There's going to be, about something happening in the neighborhood, things like that." We lived right next to a cemetery. So every time something happened at the cemetery, we'd always get a letter from the local government saying, "We need to talk to you about what proposed change." Like, "Oh, they're going to fire a cannon on certain days." It was a memorial cemetery, so we had a lot of veteran burials and a lot of 21 gun salutes and all that jazz. But I would get so rankled every time I got some mysterious letter like, "Oh, there's a certified letter waiting for you at the post office," and I'm like, fuck these people. Get out of my life. I'm just, all I want to do is live my life. I'm the Rambo that doesn't have the muscles. I'm just, all I wanted was to have some breakfast, and everybody's up in my shit.
All I wanted was a Pepsi.
Exactly. I'm the suicidal tendencies. So I caught that reference. I just wanted a Pepsi, man. Yeah. Okay. So I'm a Gen X guy. What can I say? So yeah, but I want to be left alone. I'm the kind of guy who's like, don't get into my shit. I'll pay my taxes. I'll play the game.
Yeah.
But I don't want to deal with the government. I can't stand. The majority of the time I deal with the government, it's a nightmare. It's a bureaucratic nightmare. It's such a waste of my time and a waste of your money. So it's just like, just leave me out of it. That's where I'm at with privacy. I hate to be one of those guys, but
no, I don't disagree with what you're saying. It has merit, and I think I am less willing to sacrifice privacy and time for safety, and safety to me is very important.
Oh, yeah, we know.
And it depends on what kind of safety you're talking about, because we are safe.
Well, I don't want to be hunted down in the streets by roving gangs of lunatics.
We've got police officers, but we don't pay well enough for that service. We've got fire departments, and we don't pay well enough for that service. Mm-hmm. All those people, police, fire, EMS, should be paid more and should be held to the higher standard, and it should be a job that people aspire to. And I think the salary is why there are issues there. But I'm not willing.
Respect, I think, from the general,
the
growing younger populace, especially. It's like, why be a police officer when everybody's a cab?
Yeah, I am less willing to sacrifice privacy now, even though I understand that, a little bit, but it's such a slippery slope. The more that you give up, the harder it is to get back.
The only way you get it back is through fighting. Nobody gives you back anything. Whenever the government takes something from you, you never get it back.
Well, and
it just becomes the norm.
Point, when the Department of Defense can misplace trillions of dollars and isn't held to account, as in, okay, if you can't show us where that money went, you're getting that much less this year. Good luck. That's the way it should be.
Well, it should be gulagged. When the government, if you're doing that.
When the government has dipped into Social Security, that should be paid back with interest, because that's not their... Here's the thing about Social Security, folks, and this is about safety, because Social Security is a safety net for the elderly. Every time we get a paycheck, we pay into Social Security. It's not a benefit. It's something that you pay into your entire working life.
It's an investment.
Exactly. So that when you are retired, you start drawing that money out. It was like the first 401k, except you don't have any say in how it's used. So when the federal government dips into that and doesn't pay it back, they are dipping into your safety. I'm not willing to sacrifice that. That shouldn't happen.
Didn't you hear they have to launder that money through the Ukraine or Israel? Back into, the 4-year cycle of elections.
Yeah. And see, the conversation here is going off the rails a little bit, but something else we talked about.
We're in the weeds.
Yeah. You didn't want to get political, but here we go. Why would anybody donate any money to any freaking political candidate? They've all got plenty of money, and to be honest, it's all a waste. It's a freaking waste. Anybody listening to this that tells me, I'm not sure who I'm going to vote for, is a liar. You all know. Political campaign ads don't do anything. Signs in yards, they might, in local races, bring someone's name to the forefront that you didn't know about, and you can look at their website. Federal, national races, it's a waste of money and it's a waste of time.
We were discussing some other Gen X podcasts out there earlier, and I will say one of them that I listened to, gentleman has a very succinct way of putting it, where he's like, I don't care about what the news tells you or what the media tells you or what the government tells you. He's like, I just want you to look out your front door. That's the sort of analogy. He's like, everybody can look out their front door and you know what is really going on and what is a bunch of propaganda and bullshit.
Yeah.
You really do. And I mean, if you cut down to the bone, you ultimately know who you're voting for, what you believe in, who you believe, who you don't believe. So he likes to just keep it, straight to the point, rubber meets the road, what's really going on, as opposed to what everybody tells you is going on.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, 1984 and Animal Farm were not meant as user manuals for government and society.
Although pigs are still pretty tasty.
Pigs, just don't let them wear pants, man.
I made a pork loin last night. It was really good. With some homemade onion gravy.
And you didn't bring any over.
I didn't. Sorry. I brought animal cookies instead.
and
which are stored
for that
in Animal
we are very
Farm.
thankful.
There you go.
It's funny how everything just fits.
It does. Serendipity, baby.
Okay, let's see if we can completely shift gears and spin Mega Wheel the Magnificent again and
get a fun question about cartoons or boobs or candy bars or something.
Well, I can just make something up if you want. My God, this one's long.
All right.
That's what she said. Would you rather have skin that changes color based on your emotions or tattoos that appear all over your body depicting what you did yesterday? What the hell?
Well, I don't have a lot of clothes that go with red, so I don't know if color changing skin is really the way to go. It depends on where the tattoos are. I don't want like a Charles Manson style tattoo of me jerking off on the.
No, I mean it says all over your body.
All over your body. Yeah, I can't even tell you what I did yesterday. I cooked. I worked.
And here's the thing: the tattoos, would they be moving, or would it just be like the story of yesterday?
I think it's like the Illustrated Man, Ray Bradbury.
Oh, okay, all right.
Every horrible thing that happens or whatever that appears on this man's skin. So I would have to go the tattoo route because I don't really. It would be the most boring tableau you'd ever see on a human body.
Well, and if you did end up with dementia or something. It would be an interesting,
just remind me of me sitting in a chair, staring out the window at a leaf, on my body every day. I'd be like, what day is it?
That looks just like, was that yesterday? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know where I am. Where am I? Yeah, so I'd go with tattoos.
Yeah, oddly enough, I'm going to go with the skin that changes color based on your emotions.
Okay.
Because I think it would save me a lot of needless interaction in public. I think if people were walking up to me and my skin just changed color to like solid just scarlet, they would understand that I didn't want to be bothered.
Though.
What? But how? I mean,
because the cops see a bunch of people like with red skin wandering around the streets, they're going to like keep an eye on you. Talk about your government privacy again. And the reason I don't want to go with color changing is because it would be like red, white, and blue would be my only colors. And not just because of my enduring patriotism, but because I'm either angry, sad, or nothing. For the most part, there's very few emotions in between anymore. So,
see, I think I would be like I would look like Fruit Stripes gum all the time. There would just be different rivers of. That's
stunning and brave of you.
Yeah, I just at any one moment I can be angry, frustrated. Mm-hmm. Happy about something else stupid that I thought about in another corner of my mind. I would probably frighten people away because of that. If they had a guide in their hand to the colors and how they relate to emotions, they would look at me and just go, I don't know what the fuck this guy is. How can you have those dual emotions at the same fucking time?
Okay, so here's a question for you. What color would you never or very seldomly become if you could change skin color? Based on your emotions, that is.
I think probably green, which I would associate with just being okay.
Oh, you mean just like envy? That's what I first think of
green
when
with
I
envy.
see it. Yeah,
not envy. Okay. Green I associate with calm.
Okay.
just calm and content and happy. I would very seldom be green. Often red, often blue, which I would equate with sadness or freedom. And probably a mix between the two of just, kind of a purplish, a purplish. Okay. That would be my life. A purplish frustration.
You'd look like a big bruise.
Yeah. And, now I'm thinking, God, is my life just a big bruise? Well, it can't be, because I'm incredibly happy when I'm...
Seek therapy.
Yeah. When I'm home with Tracy, playing with the cats, when I'm playing music. I don't want anybody to get the wrong idea. I'm not, heading out the door.
We're hyperboleing it a bit for entertainment purposes.
Yeah. Because that's what we do. We entertain here.
Yeah, right? That's what we think we do.
Yeah, that's what we hope we do. Yeah. It's an interesting question, though, especially when you bring up the dichotomy between what you did yesterday versus just your current emotions.
See, maybe having the tattoos would inspire you to get out more and do more stuff because your tattoos are so boring.
They might.
That would be my thing. It'd be like a tattoo of me staring at the computer, a tattoo of me asleep, a tattoo of me in front of the television, and a tattoo of me in front of the oven cooking.
Yeah, one fixing a pork loin.
Exactly. Would you look at that pork loin? So succulent. So, yeah, that's like, wow, that really sucks. Remember when my tattoo tableau was full of all sorts of crazy lunacy, sexual deviance, all sorts of dalliance,
But think about the impact you could have on people. Like, somebody could go home to their wife and say, honey, we should have a pork loin. I saw it tattooed on a guy's cheek today, and it looked really tasty.
So you couldn't get down to any dirty stuff with a tattoo thing, because if you were screwing around on your spouse, it would show up on your body. So.
But that would be good.
So I'd be like, well, what did you do while you were gone this week, huh? And be like, here it is. It's pretty exciting.
But see, that's good too. It'd keep people honest.
That's true.
Which is well worth its weight in gold, I think, or tattoo ink, whichever way you want to look at it.
Good old honesty. What a rare, wondrous substance.
Yeah, unfortunately. So we're going to give Mega Wheel of Magnificent another spin here on the Gen Existentialist podcast. It's another long one. Okay. Would you rather see what was behind every closed door, or be able to guess the combination of every safe on the first try?
Well, I'd probably be safe.
Yeah, I mean, that's...
I mean, why not? I mean, I could either become a cat burglar, or I could become a locksmith and be very successful in either one. Yeah. So,
yeah.
Call me for your very difficult locks.
See, but that would be the thing. If you were going to be a locksmith, that would be well helpful.
Yeah.
But you could be a locksmith and be very successful, because I would imagine locksmiths have a lot of calls where people inherited a safe and are just unsure how to get it open. And you could just go over and amaze people like, oh, it's one of these. Let's try this. You
have to run your hands over sandpaper first for some strange reason.
Yeah,
or
something
and then put
else,
your ear next to it and go, there we are.
Or whoever owns the safe, I need a single strand of your hair and perform this magic ritual and then be able to pop it open. That would be esoteric. Awesome. I would probably go with the safe too, just because of that. It would be fun to do that.
Yeah, I don't really care what's going on behind anybody's closed door.
But see, here's the thing. If I was playing Dungeons and Dragons,
sure,
I would want that to be able to, know what's behind every closed door. Mm-hmm. Because especially to amaze whoever the DM is.
Use the wizard eye spell.
Yeah, I'm just going to do this, and then I'm going to look at the DM and say, oh, it's a beholder. I'm not opening that door. I just
changed my mind.
Oh.
The power of the DM.
Oh, now it's a lamb.
Yeah.
Oh, now it's...
There's a lamb in the closet. How'd that get in there? Scotsmen live here? Whoa, look out. That's okay, kids. I'm of Scottish descent. I can make those kind of jokes.
Oh, my God.
That's my N-word.
Completely gone off the rails here. Okay, one more for Mega Wheel?
Sure.
Okay, gonna give Mega Wheel of Magnificent one more spin for this
roll
episode.
In the hay, see what she comes up with.
Oh, it's so sticky.
I was going to say flower, but that would be
Okay. This is a good one to end on.
all right.
What is a boundary you have that you've always upheld?
Boundary I've always upheld is that if I care about someone, I won't let anybody speak shit about them, you know, in a nasty way. I mean, you can be critical of people that I love, but you can't step over that boundary being insulting.
Right.
Especially to my face. You know, I mean, that's bad news bears. So that's something that I've always sort of upheld. I've got a boundary about just being unnecessarily violent. Yeah. As something that kids being shitty, bullying other kids abusing animals, kids you know, doing stuff like that really sets me off. That's a trigger point for me. So
yeah, same here.
So that would be it.
Yeah, I agree with all those. Loyalty. If you're my friend, I will defend you to the ends of the earth. The innocent, like animals. If people are bullies, that you don't cross that boundary with me. And oddly enough, a boundary, and we were kind of talking about this at lunch, a boundary that I had always tried to have was separation of work and personal life, the home life balance. And there have been times in my past where I haven't been able to uphold that. And I'm feeling that strain again. Changed jobs recently, and it's kind of a push. And it's been a little bit stressful. So that's not a boundary I've always upheld. It's been popped a few times.
That's a boundary that's harder to hold when you're an adult.
Yeah, exactly. And it's difficult. Yeah. And I'm having some struggle with it right now. But the boundaries you mentioned,
cool.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So, folks, if you would like to get in touch with us here at the Gen Existentialists,
that's a line you can cross. You can just drop us a line.
Yeah, talk to us.
Drop us a line where you found this podcast, and it will get to us. Little flying monkeys will bring it to us, and we'll add it to
pick up the messages. And if you've got a question to add to Mega Wheel, by God, we are always looking to make Mega Wheel even bigger.
That's true.
The bigger she gets, the more chance that we'll just hit upon topics that will just take us away.
Blow our minds.
Our minds. Until next time, here on the Gen Existentialists, my name is Scott.
And I'm Bunny.
We'll catch you next time. Have a good one.